Thank you very much, Mark. Dear friends, esteemed guests, respected members of our teams, distinguished journalists. Today we welcome to Ukraine our friend and ally on the eve of Ukraine's Independence Day. And in every sense of the word, an ally. Mark has supported Ukraine, has supported our defense, and has strengthened our relationships with other partners throughout all these years. From the very beginning of this war, from the onset of the full-scale invasion, both during his tenure as Prime Minister of the Netherlands and now as Secretary General of NATO. We deeply value your personal support, Mark. I sincerely thank you. Today, our primary discussion focused on the next joint steps that can bring greater security to Ukraine and to all of Europe, and move us closer to a real end to this war. The first point is security guarantees. Together with all our partners, we have reached an important mutual understanding with the United States of America. The United States is ready to be part of the security guarantees for Ukraine. This is the first time we have achieved such a level of commitment. Negotiations are now taking place practically every day regarding the specific content of these guarantees, at the level of national security advisors, at the level of our military, and at the level of diplomats from all teams. Yesterday, there was a call involving Ukraine, all of Europe, and the United States of America. Today, this work continues. I am grateful to everyone involved in this process. Our shared goal is precisely what is being formulated in dialogue with our partners. Guarantees akin to Article 5, that is, the fifth article of the NATO Treaty. These must be truly effective security guarantees. That is the outcome we must achieve. There must be a clearly defined architecture. Which countries assist us on the ground, which ensure the security of our skies, which guarantees safety at sea, all in support of Ukraine. This includes financing our army, the scale and quality of the Ukrainian armed forces that will serve as a reliable shield for the nation. Much of this relies on our cooperation with partners and collaboration with NATO, which is already at a significant level. The Ukrainian army and our defense infrastructure are now deeply integrated into the alliance's system. There is extensive bilateral cooperation with NATO member states. We will certainly continue all practical levels of our cooperation with NATO. The second point is weaponry for Ukraine's defenders. The PURL program is already operational. Mark, I thank you sincerely for this initiative. It is a program that enables purchasing American weapons with partner funds. This program already includes $1.5 billion from our European partners. New participants will be joining soon. We thank each and every one of them. This allows Ukraine to purchase vital items from the U.S., including Patriot air defense systems, HIMARS, and other weaponry. Mark, I want to thank you once again for organizing and coordinating this program. It is important that each month brings additional funding and effectiveness to the initiative. On average, this amounts to $1 billion per month. In our talks with Mark, we considered $1 to $1.5 billion per month. This requires continued effort. We discussed how to engage more countries in this program. It is also critical that there is sufficient funding for our domestic programs for the production of Ukrainian drones. This was the second part of our conversation with our teams, focused exclusively on domestic manufacturing. Ukraine's production potential is significantly greater than our current financial capacity. We are working to close this gap. Today, Mark has already seen our drones, various models, all highly effective. Indeed, this is the #1 weapon that holds back the enemy, sustains the front line, and reduces the number of Ukrainian casualties. This is, without question, the most important factor. And it is drones that make this possible. The Russians are increasing their use of drones. We are witnessing this. We have everything necessary to counter it, and funding is essential. In the near future, we must close this deficit. We have already discussed it. It is no secret. The shortfall amounts to slightly more than $6 billion. But we are counting heavily on support from our partners. The next point is diplomacy. We discussed key details of our joint efforts to enable meaningful negotiations to end the war. We frequently consult with Mark to determine the best course of action, especially within our partnership with the United States and President Trump. We had, I believe, a historically significant visit to Washington, to the capital. We reached an agreement on a security guarantee, which I have already mentioned. We also discussed the formats for a meeting with the Russian leader, bilateral formats, trilateral formats. You have also heard about all of this. It is at the level of leaders that the issue of ending the war must be resolved. But we now see that the Russians are doing everything they can to prevent such a meeting. Ukraine, unlike Russia, is not afraid of any meetings with leaders. We are ready to work productively, to the fullest extent possible. We hope that our partners will help ensure at least a minimally constructive position from the Russian side. They must be compelled to engage in diplomacy. Strong sanctions are needed if they refuse diplomatic solutions to this war, if they are unwilling to end it. We are counting on robust packages from our partners. We believe everything must be done to stop Russia from evading meetings. We see a strong signal from the USA that they are ready to act. Europe and other countries within the framework of the coalition of the willing are prepared to assist. We are grateful for this. A serious coalition platform has been established. It includes more than 30 countries, among them Japan, Canada, and others. It is a pro-Ukrainian coalition, and it is substantial. It is essential to implement all of this. And that is precisely what we are working on. Glory to Ukraine.